behaviors like constantly going to sleep and then waking up 10 minutes later. What'd you cook? Going to sleep. Oh, I'm hungry again. What'd you cook? I said, you just ate twice. Oh, I'm hungry again. That shit is weird. So it is remote viewers. It is the agents that know how to use it, and they were abusing it to try to drive me out of my mind. So they call it like a little prison, and that's why the name Jalen is very popular among them, because they jail you in like a little, in their little net of users. It's kind of like a free roaming jail where you're under constant surveillance. I want to say Jaylen Brown actually brought that concept to light in a talk that he gave in a university. Like, when you know that you're being observed, you know, you behave differently or something like that. I forget the name of the concept, but he was aware of it, and the use of it. And he probably was trying to warn against it at that time. But it is, like I said, it's like a free roaming jail. So if you see the name Jalen, I've seen it spelled Jail backwards, or like the number 3N. The number 3 represents the CIA, and the FBI is 2, usually letters. So that lets you know on their Facebook names, when you see someone's name spelled with 2 letters, like, you know, Mad with 2 D's, or, you know, Birkin with 3 K's, something like that. It means you're associated with that organization. You're like, it's like a signal of that organization, and that's who you inform for. You're one of their familiars, we'll call it. That's the concept of vampires, the Watchers, all these little witches and warlock concepts that they, you know, gang stalking, all these little popular terms on social media. That is the concept behind it. They're basically remote viewing you. You never have a moment of privacy, even in the bathroom. You'll see once in a while that someone will get arrested for setting up cameras in a bathroom. They go to any lengths to make money, because the more graphic the photos, you know, the better the image. So you kind of have to learn that their privacy is indeed an illusion. It's not a joke. So everything about you, and you have to kind of get comfortable with bearing yourself fully, accepting yourself fully, and recognizing that these images on social media are literally made to create a dissonance in your mind, to break you down, so that when you are exposed to these surveillance tactics, it really causes you to have a break, a mental break, because you are humiliated, because they want to expose a, you see that lady has no teeth on the right. Those teeth are fake, because you can see her mouth is, and she's remote viewing because they don't take care of their teeth. There's a lot of like meth, drug abuse, because that body, they don't care, they abuse it. A lot of fentanyl, so that people go to sleep and they can, you know, do what they want to that person. It's very, very sad world that we live in, but we just aren't aware of these things, and we need to be aware of them so that we can, you know, like, I've had officers knock on my door when I lived in Portage, just to know, just to come and look. They knew they couldn't come in, just to see, do you live here alone? You know what I mean? And they're like looking inside of my apartment so that they can harass me. So you just have to be aware of the things that they do, the tools that are available to them when you're targeted. I have no criminal contact, absolutely no criminal contact whatsoever. Not a criminal at all. I've never been charged, not drunk driving, nothing, okay? not driving while suspended, nothing. But they like to pull me over all the time. They like to, you know, I promise you, if you look on my driving record, you'll see that they always give me a deferral so that the contact doesn't last. But there's a long history of traffic infractions, get pulled over all the time so they can see, where do you live? You know what I'm saying? So you'll come out of a store maybe looking nice, you know what I mean? They'll see you alone, pull you over. Where's she going? Follow you home. It's very creepy, and it's unchecked. It's a very unchecked system, and it needs to have a check on it. And I just want people to know so that you can be aware of how it works, so that you can begin to protect yourselves. Not all of them are like this. I'm going to say not all of them, but some of them are very abusive of the powers that they have and the tools that they have at their advantage. And it is monstrous. It is an absolute monstrosity. And it's grown so out of hand that we really need to check it. We really need to address it. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but we do need to put a check on it. We need to begin to report on it. Reporters don't report on it because they become targets of harassment. Their families, that's why people, you know, people commit suicide when they try to come forward. It's really sad. Fentanyl overdoses is a very easy way to commit suicide. Michael Jackson, Prince, you know, just a lot of things, and it'll seem to make sense. One of my friends, Crystal, was overdosed on Oxycontin. You'll see like little, it used to be heroin that they used, but now fentanyl makes it much easier and undetectable, nearly undetectable. So I just want you guys to be aware. And there's even like hallucinogenic sprays, like hallucinogenic forms of LSD to alter your perception of reality. So when you see people spraying things in your vicinity, it is a very dangerous world that we live in. And unfortunately, someone has to be the bearer. You know, someone has to tell it like it really actually is, so that we can begin to reconcile and watch out for each other. All right, and be more cognizant of the dangers that our children are facing. Some of these people are pedophiles. I'm sorry, some of these people are pedophiles, and we need to be aware of the fentanyl use, the kidnapping, the teenage girls. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, we're just gonna have to we're gonna have to go here. It's very ugly. It's very ugly, but we gotta go here so that we can make it a better country. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I really hate to do this, but I have to.